Hey Team Gratitude, it's day 29 of 100 Days of Gratitude, and today I am so thankful for our ability to change the world with just a slight change in perception. I made I took some video footage just a half an hour ago. I'm going to put it at the end of this video. Here in Vancouver, the city or some group, I don't know exactly who, has decided to paint 3 different alleyways in the city. Now we have a really big drug use problem here, so just a warning, there is some drug paraphernalia near the end of the video because I show the contrast between one side of Granville Street and the other, where they've put a basketball hoop and painted the alleyway pink and yellow. There are literally children playing in the alley, and then on the other side of the street, it's dirty, there's garbage, there's dirty needles, things like that. And it's just really because someone decided, hey, what could we do with this space? It's just not being used, right? So I love that in spite of the horrendous issues in the world that we're dealing with, and it is far from perfect. I am not trying to Pollyanna this or say that we don't have any problems, but when we're able to question the established status quo and just think of, you know, do we need to believe this? Is this really true? Does it have to be true? Just questioning our assumptions and our beliefs in the slightest way can change things in major ways, and I just feel like that is so exciting, and I really need a tripod for these videos because I'm not the steadiest hand with my iPhone. But thank you so much for watching. What are you most thankful for today? Post your comments below, and if you want to see the difference between the alleys, then keep watching, and encourage you to share this video and let's get a discussion going. What other assumptions need to be questioned? What could we question? I just finished reading a book called The Upside of Stress, which I've mentioned, and in that book she talks about challenging the belief that stress is bad for us. Yes, there is evidence that stress is bad for us in certain ways, but it's also our belief that stress is bad for us that actually makes stress bad for us. And it's our belief that alleys are dirty and not hospitable to play or to sit and have coffee. I mean, some places in other cities in Europe and stuff, alleyways are lovely and beautiful, and there's gardens and all of that. So what are some of the other things that we just take for granted as true, that maybe if we chose to look at them a little bit differently, we'd see that there's a whole other side of the story? Lots of love. Namaste. Okay, so just a few days ago, this was a dirty, smelly old alley in Vancouver. And look what a couple of coats of paint and some basketball hoops have done. Now there are literally toddlers playing and people enjoying their coffee in this previously dirty, smelly old alley. So I'm just showing this because there have been 3 alleys in Vancouver now that they've done this with, and it's completely transforming how people are viewing the alleys and viewing streets in the downtown core. And I just think it illustrates so much how just a little change in perspective, challenging that viewpoint, challenging that belief that alleys are dirty and gross, and just thinking about, you know, how could we utilize this space? How could we make the most out of this? There's already some graffiti here. I think this is a great question. Is there a point to this? I don't know what they're referring to, but if they're talking about the point to painting this alley, I think it's really easily apparent the point to this. So what do you think? How has this changed your viewpoint and perspective of dirty old alleys, or just the way that we all kind of take for granted that we look at the world? And just for a little contrast, here is the alley, literally. So there's the pink alley, and this is the alley across the street. I'll just walk through it. Cars parked. Probably a lot of urine over there in that corner, I would imagine. Trash cans. Notice how there's nobody playing in this street. You wouldn't let a toddler walk down this alley. But you look right over there, and people are laughing and enjoying themselves. And the only difference is a basketball hoop and a couple of coats of paint.